everybody real quick. And then good evening, good evening, good evening. I know there's going to be some people spilling in here as we get started, and we're waiting for the notifications to go out on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, Twitter, Rumble, and on Clapper. So, guys, there's going to be questions that I answer on both platforms as they come in, and we're going to get started very, very shortly. So it looks like we have people coming in on Facebook. So we're going to jump into this. So good evening, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Patriot News Network. We are going to discuss something that's been bothering me over the last couple weeks, the last couple years. We've seen the rise of the Q movement, and people really don't understand why I don't follow them a whole lot. I know we're going to have people on Clapper that heard me the other night. This is going to be a little bit of the same news for them, but everybody else, welcome. First, I want to find out how many people actually know what confirmation bias is and why I tell people do your own research. Don't go out and I don't want people to believe me. I don't want people to say, well, Shane said it, so it must be true. Tucker Carlson said it, so it must be true. Dan Bongino said it, it must be true. When we're talking about the rise of confirmation bias and how we get so divided as a country is, first of all, we look at only the people that we want to hear, only the people that we like hearing. If we're on the conservative side, we're listening to Sean Hannity, Laura Ingraham, Tucker Carlson, Dan Bongino, and all these other right-wing people. If we're on the left, we're listening to CNN, MSNBC, NBC, ABC, CBS, and all these. So when we talk about confirmation bias, we have to really understand very, very succinctly that confirmation bias is when we allow ourselves to believe what people are putting out based off the words of other people. You're not actually doing the research yourself. Don't take my word for it. Don't take Dan Bongino's word for it. Don't take Criminal Elements' word for it. Don't take anybody's word for what's going on. Use your brain, read. Everybody talks about, well, Q. Q has been one of the largest propagations and promulgations of confirmation bias. When Q first started getting big in 2018, we saw several people discussing it, Charlie Ward and different ones like that. Charlie Ward's a skilled psychologist. When you have skilled psychologists telling people and wording things and shaping a narrative that feels good to you, it's a dangerous game. I don't care if they are really 100% right. I don't care. Use your brain, get out and do the research. If you're not willing to do the research, you're not doing yourself any favor. We had people talk about how trust a plan with Q. Hold the line, trust a plan, all this. Guys, if I was to tell you that the same word was used in the Bolshevik Revolution, you guys would probably say you're crazy. This never happened before. Q wasn't around back then. You're right. It was not around back then. But I'm going to give you specific things to research. You need to research Operation Trust. Stalin used it to basically give people hope that there is a white army that is going to come and swoop in and save the day. So all these people really started getting out there and promoting this white army. They really started pushing that to the top. And as soon as they had pretty much outed themselves and it started to fade a little bit, what did Stalin do? He went in and killed them. So you have to understand that we are pawns in a game, and we're the have-nots. We don't know 100% of who's behind everything. It's just the way it is. So I'm going to go through some of the comments here on Facebook, and for the people on Clapper, I'm going to just read them out loud for you. Lana, who is this? So for those who don't know, I am the CEO of Patriot News Network, and who you've seen is various different hosts over the last several months that have been on. They are now doing other things, but this has been my show for over 2.5 years. So I've allowed other people to stream when I wanted to take a break. I'm autistic, so if you hear me stutter, if you hear me stumble over words, that's why. But so when we're discussing Q, just remember it started out on a 4chan or an 8chan platform, or so they say. But what they don't really say is anything about this company here, Conductor. I'm going to blow this up so you guys can all see it. And I want you guys to understand what these guys do. So, Conductor, what they do is they build simulations, or so they say. There's a side of Conductor that is not out in the mainstream, and they're tied by the owner of the company. And Georgina, you're absolutely right. He said that after the fact, after he got a lot of pushback for a lot of the dates that he put out. He got a lot of pushback, and that was after about 8 months. And then people started saying, "Hey, you're full of crap," and then really started pushing. So, but what does Conductor do? Well, they do crisis simulation. They go in and say, you know what? The defense, security, and government, synthetic information environment for hybrid warfare, counterterrorism, info ops, stratcom, psyops, and intelligence. That really sounds like something that we might want to be paying attention to. And then protect society from foreign influence, terrorists, radicalized marginal groups. Conductor is the best exercising environment for your dime. Well, when you're talking about governments, dime is just fractional. But so I'm gonna scroll back. I'm gonna scroll down here because it really, really dives into the meat and potatoes of what I want to get to. Confirmation bias is seeing information parroted through all your trusted media sources, whether it's Rebellion News, Rebel News, whoever it is that you're getting it from. You're seeing the same thing over and over and over. They're parroting the same talking points. Well, this is a big deal. Simulated social media. Published across a wide range of simulated social media platforms, including Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, Telegram, Reddit, 4chan, and more. Well, they said Q started on 4chan. And these guys say they only simulate, but are they telling the truth? We don't know. I'm not saying this is Q, but if there's anybody that's going to say anything is Q, I mean, we have to draw comparison. We have to draw conclusions based off of facts that are actually learned over time. We know that the post started in 2018. We know that they have since stopped. We understand that it started in 4chan and 8chan. We understand that most of your Q followings have been built on Telegram, and then Facebook banned it, Instagram banned it, and others have followed suit. Simpress blend pre-written articles to live journalistic pieces and interviews created during your exercise. Guys, they can simulate interviews, they can simulate timestamps, and post those out on the internet as if they happened 10 years ago. This company is very skilled at doing it, and they have the people to do it. I know they have like 500 employees. Awesome. Basically, operational security intelligence. How can you form that narrative unless you simulate those actual search engine clicks and searches? Target audience analysis. Who are your targets? Can you target your individual people? Realistic human modeling simulation. They go through and they can map out all of your locations based off of your specific demographics. Social watch. They can see how much steam it's picking up. They can manipulate it to pick up more and more steam, simulate views so more people see it, and keep building that up. And then a pattern of life. Again, finding out where the sentiments lie, tweaking it. It's an A/B test module, and you literally, one's working, so you tweak the other one to work even better, and you just keep passing it up. And then it's crazy that the number one thing that they talk about, one of the simulations, is cyber attack. Conductor can simulate breaches of confidentiality, integrity, and accessibility, like possibly the FAA or the power outage that happened in the Philippines, or medical or hospitals going offline for 48 hours anywhere in the world. These guys are pros at doing it. This is their business. Information laundering. Every press report, scientific article, blog post carries a reference to the writer and a simulated publication date. Articles can be post-dated to show they were published decades ago, yesterday, or now. Articles can be linked to social media and vice versa. Websites don't have to be immediately visible and must be found via our simulated web search. They can target everything that you do. They can turn on and off your emotions. People want to say that everything is just honky-dory, everything is good, trust a plan, when people like what I'm reading to you guys literally are the plan. These guys are the ones that are controlling you. They're controlling your emotions. And when they control your emotions, they control you as a person. Oh, Twitter Storm, using our pattern of life feature, social media volume, content, and sentiment can be layered to start a protest from a trickle and ramp up to a torrent. Almost like the trucking convoy. I'm not saying that this is what's used, but these guys have the ability to do it. And they're very good at what they do. All the people that are on their board, work with them, have degrees in gaming, psychology, social medicine, all of this stuff. These guys are very brilliant people. And they've been doing this a very long time. Simulated engagement. Spoof engagement feature allows those in exercise control with permission to do so to select a social media post and simulate the comments, likes, shares, depending on exercise training objectives. This can be done with a simple numerical value, or a realistic distribution of engagement from specific actors and audiences. So, guys, and then it says, oh, you can try before you buy. Well, yeah, there's a, you want to see how much something like this would cost to get started? We're going to dive into it. So, core features, participants in the thousands for Colibri. We go all the way down. That pretty much has everything. You go all the way down to bottom, and weird. $22,000. Sounds like a really big tool that they can mass manipulate people. And when you're mass manipulating people, you have to understand that people are going to naturally share these things, and they're going to see their friends sharing it, so they're going to share it. Their friends are going to share it, and it's just going to keep building. When there's confirmation bias abound, the PSYOP is complete. So when you talk about PSYOPs, confirmation bias, Q, there's plenty of evidence to verify that Q is a PSYOP. It is being used to target American citizens, and the more people understand, the more power you have. How many people went out there and say, trust a plan? I'm not going to say that things are not going according to a plan, but there's no plan by any military people to come take over and hold new elections or anything like that. Anybody who's saying that still to this day is lying to you. I've spent 2.5 years broadcasting on Patriot News Network, on various platforms. I'm not one of those people who push that BS, because guess what? It's exactly that. It's BS. It was started by the CIA, and there's no way, shape, or form that all of these people are sometime or somehow they're not in the know any more than you are. But yet they will pump you full of opium, get you to open your wallets, spend a lot of money with them, and get absolutely nothing from them. Yes, I am monetized on Facebook. I'm monetized on several platforms. Am I staying up because I didn't do my part? No, I sued Facebook. I sued Facebook and got a settlement. There's a reason I'm staying up. I'm an FCC accredited broadcaster. To actually take me down off of Facebook when they know I'm a broadcaster and I specifically deal with political news would be a violation of the First Amendment. It would be a direct violation. And they will lose a lot of money. So when you do the things that you need to do to stay up, and you do all the things that you need to do to get the truth out there, the truth, all in all, doesn't sell. Sensationalism sells. And if you're out there trying to get me to sensationalize something, if you're trying to get me to go out there and sensationalize something, I'm not going to, because people need to know the truth, and really, you guys getting to know the truth will help you succeed in life. And so many people, like Charlie Ward, they have misled a lot of people. And I think there needs to be an accounting. There's been people, okay, so I have kept a running tally of all the people that I have came across that have been grifting off the Q movement, grifting off of people. I'm going to list them in a separate post on this, but each one of them claims they have special information that nobody else has, and they have access to the highest levels of power inside the Trump circle. They all claim that, but yet not a single one of them can provide back up to what they say. They can't show you proof that these people are going to Guantanamo Bay. And you know what? That's fine. If people don't have to agree, that's fine. That's the thing about this is we live in a free country, and you don't have to agree, but the truth is the truth. And a lot of these people who are supposed truthers are not telling you the truth. They're lying to you. Is a COVID vaccine hurting people? Yes. Is there some truth to the things that they say? Yes. But the PSYOP is real, and they are all part of it. And anybody who says that they are not part of it is lying. Because think about it. All these people all saying the same thing. What does that sound like? We complain about the mainstream media saying all the same thing. Operation Mockingbird all over again, right? We all complain about them. We listen to the same people, or not the same. We listen to other people who literally parrot the same thing that everybody else is saying. Phil Godslowski, all those guys. All these people are saying the same thing. And we bitch and complain about the mainstream media saying the same thing. If we were actually having true journalistic integrity and we were actually out there seeking the truth, there wouldn't be a singularity. It wouldn't be the same all across the board. We would have more than one person out there saying this is so. This other person could back that stuff up, but they're going to have a different opinion. They're going to have different sets of facts. Sometimes, like in the case of Joe Biden, there's the same facts, but they all have their different spin. Is the spin wrong? Yes. Straight news. Or don't get out there. Say it's news, deliver the news and the truth. Say it's opinion, deliver your opinion, and that's it. Don't go out there and say that this is factual. Because unless you can validate with absolute proof, you're lying to people. Like conductor, B&Q. Am I saying that it's 100% factual information that these guys are Q? No. But I want you guys to think for yourselves and for the good of your people, of your friends, your family. Because guess what? Your friends and your family are the ones that are going to matter. But to those of you guys on Facebook, I'm going to be cutting this off. But I want you guys to really pay attention to that though. Pay attention to where your news sources are coming from. Do your own research. Get out of the bubbles that we've committed ourselves to, whether it's a conservative, liberal, whatever. There are people here that are liberal, I know. But, exactly. Greg, you're absolutely right. Everything is opinion unless you can back it up with more than other people's opinions. Exactly. Confirmation bias is the destroyer of civil society. So when we go out of here and we really pay attention to what we're doing, pay attention to what you're reading, do your research, get out of your bubbles, and actually have some common sense. If there was tribunals going on at Guantanamo Bay, do you think you would know about it? Yes, you would. And again, I'm gonna do, because people are gonna say, well, you don't have any backing. So I'm gonna go in and we're gonna pull up the military tribunals list. We did this a long time ago. So finding the actual link. So yeah. Well, I'm gonna put the link for the military tribunals up in a post here in a little bit. But guys, pay attention. No, Hillary Clinton's not going to Guantanamo Bay as much as we'd like to have her go there. Bill Clinton's not going to Guantanamo Bay as much as we'd like to have him go there. Obama's not going to Guantanamo Bay as much as we'd like to have it. Don't get caught up in the bullshit, because the bullshit is killing the drive that people have to actually execute change. And with that, to you guys on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, Twitter, and Rumble, as always, you have a pen and a microphone. It's time to use them. The silent majority can no longer stay silent. God bless you guys. God bless the United States of America. And we'll see you guys later.